There are two wolves in a room. One is in the light and one is in the dark. Now, if I asked you which one survived, which one would you say? Chances are you'd probably say the one in the light. And if you were trying to be unique, you'd probably say, oh, the one in the dark. But both answers are incorrect. The true answer is it's the one you feed. And this isn't about wolves. Respectfully, this is not about wolves. This is about your mind. And what I'm trying to say is if you have two thoughts in your head, one's positive and one's negative, chances are in certain scenarios you will lean towards the more negative one. And that is human nature. Respectfully, that is just human nature. You aren't going to be clinging on to the good in a moment of stress. So the more you feed the negative thought, the more it engrosses on you and the more it will sadly become a reality. And I think this is something that not a lot of people understand, is that you are your mind. If you're constantly thinking of happy stuff and you're thinking of all the good stuff in life, you will project that goodness onto other people and you will project it onto yourself. Whereas if you're in a scenario where you aren't happy with where you are in life and you aren't being kind to yourself, all the negativity bottled up inside you will project onto other people. And this isn't inherently a bad thing because you use it as a learning curve, but I think with what most people don't get until further in life is that your actions do have consequences. If you just go through life not taking a moment to sit down and think what I did there was wrong, or you know what, maybe I could have done that a bit better, and you just don't question any of your actions, you will not learn. And it sounds like I'm being harsh, but I'd rather someone tell me the harsh truth than a comforting lie. And this is where mindfulness comes in. Knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel is possibly one of the biggest motivations you can give yourself. Because no matter where you are in life, and I've seen it firsthand, I've seen people who have went through tough stages in their life and they have battled with stuff. And what did they do? Yes, they struggled. Yes, it took time. But what did they do? They managed to get to the other side. And I'm not sitting here saying whatever you're struggling with, lock in and fix it overnight, because respectfully, that's not how life works. Life doesn't work like that, and if it did, everyone would be happy and friendly with each other, but sadly, that's not how the world works. Like anything good, it takes time. And like I said in my last video, we are in a generation of people needing overnight success. Though it's like the meme 3 a.m. motivation. We've all been there. We've all been doing push-ups in our room at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Searched up how to get a six-pack in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, we've been there. And as daft as that sounds, it paints such a bigger picture than what the canvas holds. Because respectfully, if you can sit and reflect on your actions, and you can sit and reflect on what you need to work on. But if you're expecting it to change overnight, it's not gonna work. Good things come to those who wait. And that is very, 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 very true. And I 100% stand by that, because like I said, if all the hard stuff was easy, everybody would have it. So mindfulness isn't just thinking good one day and expecting stuff to change. Mindfulness is a compilation of little wins stacking up and eventually becoming one massive win. And that's hopefully where your mindset shifts. So take it for example, you're at work and you are having physically the worst day of your life, and you are saying to yourself, nothing can ever get better right now. But 5 minutes later, one of your favourite celebrities walks in. You were going to go home that night and you weren't going to be thinking, oh, some customer was rude to me, or my manager shouted at me. You're going to be going home saying, listen, I've just met my fucking idol. Do you know what I mean? But it's funny and it makes me laugh how when it's something slightly different, like, I don't know, you're having a really bad day at work and then a customer says something nice to you, or your manager just says a little thank you for working hard, we will pass by that and we'll acknowledge it and we'll say thank you and we'll be happy for a split second, but then we'll go straight back into the negative thinking of, yeah, my day's still bad. And why is that? And respectfully, there is no true answer to that, but I have quite an idea of where it stems. And I think my idea of it is expectations and what others and what social media is feeding our brain. When you wait, and I know 80% of people who watch this wake up in the morning, grab their vape, or grab their phone, or grab whatever gives them quick dopamine hits, and that's how they start the first 10 minutes of the day. And then that next 10 minutes will lead into 20, then to 30. Then by you've been up for like an hour and a half, and you've already got an hour and a half screen time. When your brain is constantly flooded with dopamine, you get a tolerance to it. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you went to the casino and you sat on a slot machine and you spun it once, jackpot, 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 you would be for the first 10 seconds, oh my god, I've just won the jackpot. And then you click it again, jackpot, oh my god, there's no way this could happen 2 times in a row. Click it again, jackpot. You'd be like, okay, another jackpot. You keep spinning, you keep spinning, you keep spinning, you keep getting jackpot, you keep getting jackpot. It gets fucking boring. You could have all the money in the world and it would still get boring. It's so much more to that though. It links back to your negative thinking. When you're constantly in a negative mindset, your brain, respectfully, thinks it's normal. We're having another negative thought. Yep, this is normal. Just gonna let it overcome my personality for the day now. That's how your brain works. We have 10% cerebral capacity. And what do most of us use it for? We use it for bad. We use it to genuinely inflict pain on ourselves, and that's not because we're horrible people, it's just because when your brain is in a constant state of fight or flight, it cannot tell. Like when something good happens, it cannot tell if it's a threat or not. And it's true. So when the next time you're having a bad thought, acknowledge it. So many people think that they can't have these thoughts. You are allowed to have thoughts like this. You are human. You are literally human. We are on a floating rock in a massive volume of space. And what are we doing? We are spending our time worrying about, oh, I could have said this better, or I could have done this better. Acknowledge it and crack on. Like literally, you are never going to be perfect. You will make mistakes. You are a human being. Like me. I make mistakes. But where the difference comes in certain people is when you have a thought or feeling, acknowledge it. Come to terms with it. Right, why am I having this feeling? What's triggered it? Or how am I going to react with it? because a lot of the time we act off how we feel. We don't take the time, and it takes 30 seconds. We do not take 30 seconds out of our time to just stop and realise, right, my emotions are getting flooded with anger and all that stuff right now. You know, it takes 90 seconds for a human to process an emotion. You're telling me that you can doom scroll for 2 hours of a day, but you cannot spend 90 seconds to just let your body decompress from a really bad interaction? Come on, I know that's not true, and I know you are telling yourself right now, like, listen, I could probably do that. I could take 90 seconds out of my day. So the next time you feel embarrassed or angry or sad, sit with that emotion. Learn to sit uncomfortably, yeah? But when that emotion passes, tell yourself, I'm not gonna let that dictate how I react. And I think that is the most important and skilled thing any human could do. And once you learn to be uncomfortable, your life will drastically change. Not for the better, because, like I said, stuff doesn't happen straight away. But it will change in ways that your current mindset now probably thought it never could.